I think you're basically saying Ramona is like she's like a smart executive producer. She knows what she's
doing. Oh my
doing.
God, she'll love that you said.
But right. I mean, like,
it's true, but Bravo would, they just try to, they do this with every talent, probably across the board, scripted, everything. They just try to keep the talent like down, like we're in charge. Like executives never let you forget that they're in charge. And it's like, okay, dude. It's like, she knows she actually is more in tune to what the audience is going to want to watch than you are.
I think so. Do you think, because you mentioned like,
I've mentioned too much.
Well, no, because you mentioned like the misogyny and all these things and like this infighting amongst, do you think that is the clear narrative, or do you think there's any part of Housewives that's like, we're empowering women, like you said, it is like, listen, I'm not like, it's like, 400, 500, 800, $1,000 eventually, like you were in a bad marriage, like, here's your salary. Like, I'm not
empowering the specific women, right? Like, yeah, I don't like that. Empowering is so overused now. It's hard to even understand what it means anymore, because it's just like, it's like authenticity. I don't know. It's been used so much, no one even understands the meaning. Well, yes, it provided jobs for the women who were on it, right? I mean, you could say what you want, but like a lot of people, people watch it and pay to watch it, right? Pay cable charge to watch it. And sure, I was on it, but I was getting paid to be on it. You were watching it for free. You know what I mean? Like, right. So in that way, sure. But like zooming out, like is this kind of like look like this franchise showed women at their best, and like, as entrepreneurs, as women defending women and all that. No, I mean, they come up with hashtag team this, team that, team, no, I don't think that was their intent from the beginning. I don't think that they, that's their goal, is to be thought of as this franchise that really, in the end of the day, empowered a lot of women to do what? To scream at their friends and throw wine in their face. I don't know, to undermine their friends' business, to betray their friends in a way that is just like, for shock value. I don't know. I don't think women are, and nor should they. It's entertainment. It's just like, they can laugh at it and think we're all a bunch of idiots, and that's okay. That's okay. That's what we were all there for. We all signed up for that. And that's what we got. And no, I don't think there's a loftier narrative to be had, like in retrospect, like when it's being written about in 10 years from now. But hey, I could be wrong. I've been wrong about other things.
Just asking, because I mean, as I was saying that, your face was not buying what I was saying. No, I was just wondering.
Come on. I mean, in the direction it's going now, it's just like it just feels like it's getting worse and worse and worse and darker and darker. And, it just needs to get back to pettiness. There's nothing better than a super petty housewife. They're so funny. And it's what the bread and butter of what the audience, I think, likes. Like, there's so many examples. I can't even think of a single one, because I think of the early seasons when every fight just felt so petty that it was hilarious, and I loved it. And like, oh my God.
It was funny.
It was funny, yeah.
Do you think there's any world that, like, because now Vanderpump Rules came back. I'm sure you don't watch Vanderpump Rules, but it was off for a long time and now it's back and the ratings are like half. So it's not even just Housewives now. Like, yeah. Do you think there's any world that like New York won't come back? I mean, the longer it's off, they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to look for a cast.
Okay. Well, I'd like to choose experience over hope every time. So my experience is that in season 5, they brought in 3 new people, and they blew up the show, and they brought in 3 new people, and the ratings really took a dive, like not in the levels that they're at now, but like part of that is across the board in television, the ratings have gone, lower because of streaming and YouTube and every other which way people get their entertainment. But we did take a hit in the ratings. So they didn't, we had our reunion and everything, but they pulled the show for like a year. We didn't film right away. Usually the reunion happens, you film the reunion, and then they start, signing contracts again, and you film like a month later.
Yes.
they didn't. They waited a year because they were trying to figure out, oh my God, what do we do? The ratings are not good. And should we cast new people? Should we do it this way? Should we do? And ultimately and this was Bravo in conjunction with the production company. Ultimately, what did they do after a year and a half, a year plus, I think, off the air? They came back with the exact same cast.
Yes.
So I don't know if you're going to look at experience over hope, like hope that they might do something completely different. I'm going to say that all I know is we were off the air for a year plus, and they came back with the exact same cast. And we worked hard in that next season to really make it. And that's probably why you saw Aviva Drescher going to the mat with me. And, you know, we worked hard to try to get the ratings up and create a drama and make it fun and funny and petty. And, you know, and at that point we had known each other then 2 years, right? So everyone kind of got it, you know?
Totally. And that's a good point. I didn't think of that you guys were off.
No one thinks of that.
That's a good point. And it came back. And speaking of Aviva, because since we're clearing the air and I have this thing that you applied for The View and then you didn't get it. And, you know,
what other things are out there that are total nonsense?
Well, I'm going to ask you, here's the other thing. What is out there is that, again, what we talked about, Bethenny went into producers and I want her gone and blah, blah, and we'll never know if that really happened. And then there was like, oh, well, that in a way is karma. I'm not saying this, but there was this thing that there was karma because you are such good, we're friends with Andy, which you've already said was that you went in and said, Aviva's going to be fired or I'm going to be fired. That is out there because who throws a leg at LeCirque and then gets fired? But you said it's her or me, period.
You know what? I wish I had that power. No, that never happened. Not only did it not happen, I never even would think of that. I would never think of calling Andy or calling Ryan Flynn, who was the executive in charge at the time, or anyone production, the production house in Burbank, and say it's her or me. In a million years, I would never have thought of it. I would never have picked up the phone to actually do it. I was just as surprised as everyone else that she was not asked back after throwing her leg in LeCirque. I was just like, OMG. But, you know, again, I also from behind the scenes, I knew that she had a contract that year that was just like a short contract and she had to produce some drama by a certain day. And if they felt like she wasn't pulling her weight, that they were going to exercise. They had this weird clause in her contract that year that it wasn't like a full contract. It was like a partial contract. I might be not explaining it exactly right, but, and that they were able to write her off the show after like, I think 2 months of filming, like half the season. And if she didn't produce drama or wasn't, because I think the thought was she was doing a lot of things that seemed like really fake. Other than, I mean, I hate because she had the fake leg or whatever, but no, but I think that the audience wasn't loving her. Right. And I don't, you know, and it just didn't really make sense to me because she's, you know, tall and beautiful with a handsome husband and the kids and one leg and like, what, how could you, she seemed to me and delusional, like, you know, just like, she seemed to be the perfect housewife, but the audience for some reason wasn't jiving with her. And then she had this, she could explain it better. And maybe I'm not thinking about it perfectly clear, but a contract where they were able to exercise some option that they could write her off the show if she didn't produce some drama. And we all know now that she did produce that drama. And then she threw the leg at the end, I think with the hopes that would get her on the show, but she, you know, she never went on the trip. And
I think that's what it is.
And not only did she not go on, but like it became clear that she was never gonna, for some reason, I never quite understood this, ever gonna go on a trip with us if her husband wasn't coming with us. So I didn't understand that piece of it. And I never even talked to her about it. Like, why does Reed have to come? I just don't understand that at all. But you know, she had phobias and neurotic things going on in her life that were probably real.